Yo, what up? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, the Altruan Emperor, back with another vid, giving a light recapping of the Old Man's podcast last night when he was talking about the fucked up mating decisions of the consequences of fucked up, dating and mating choices of black women. And, when he played the Tom Leykis clip about the chick who was while she was in her 20s, she was hot and perky, then she came back around, you feel me, when she was in her 30s. And what's funny is that shit has really happened to me, like several times, and it's happened to me just recently. This chick that I was dealing with back in, I want to say 04, 05, just looked me up out of nowhere. Like, I was dealing with her, and I had to cut the bitch off around, we wasn't even fucking around for like a year. And I had to cut the bitch off, man. Like, when I was living down north on 19th and Spruce, back home, I had bought my house and shit, right? So, I was having different bitches come through and this, that, and the third, you feel me? So, it was her turn. So, I had the bitch pull up, whatever. She came through, she busted open for a real nigga, you feel me? And then afterwards, I roll up. This is back when I used to smoke weed. I don't smoke weed no more. So I roll up, then I got a little bit of shake left over, sitting on what's that, Dave Chappelle DVD season 2, the Dave Chappelle show season 2 DVD case. I had a little bit of shake sitting on that. So I roll up, spark, you feel me? And after that, I go hit the restroom real quick. I come back. This bitch started getting on some goofy shit, you feel me? Like getting on, like she really was on some tweaking shit. So I forgot how the conversation went, but this bitch ended up slapping me, bro. Like, she didn't just like haul off, like The Rock, put her hand back, spit in the palm of her hand, and goddamn, wow, she ain't do me like that. But like, it had some stank on it though. You know what I'm saying? It was like a lightweight, hard slap. You feel me? Out of nowhere. You feel me? And so I'm taken aback. I'm like, and it's funny because, from the podcast last night, about how some of these chicks get off on this abusive type of behavior, and if you don't give it to them, if you don't satisfy their masochistic need to feel pain, they'll try to draw that shit up out of you. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to draw that shit up out of you. If you're not the type that'll go upside a bitch head or whoop a bitch ass or even emotionally hurt them, they'll try to bring that shit out of you. Shit was crazy, bro. But anyway, so bro, she slapped me, bro. I'm shocked. And then guess what she did after that? Like she seen the look on my face, like I wasn't playing. She tried to give me a hug. And I'm like, nah, gone with that. She take her arm, bro, wrap it around the back of my neck. And this ain't no small chick. Like she one of them big batik gals. You feel me? This ain't no small chick. She was probably what, 5'8", 5'9", probably like 130, 140 pounds. Nice little hourglass figure. I'm talking about she was built though. You know what I'm talking about? She was built. But yeah, she wasn't no no small body, you feel me? So she wrapped her arm around the back of my neck and I'm trying to push her shit from up over my head. Bro, she locked like a pit. She dropped her weight and hit the ground. Pulled me to the ground like boom. At the time, I'm 6 feet, 190 pounds. Dropped to the ground, boom. I'm standing over her, bro. I swear to God. She looked me dead in my eyes and was like, hit me. I stopped. I get up. I said, get out. Get out. I didn't even raise my voice. I just calmly said, get out. But check this out though. So I kicks the bitch out, right? I'm thinking like this, because you know the weed's in my system, so I'm kind of paranoid and shit. I'm like, this bitch done just pulled some hella goofy shit. Like she, you feel me? Like she tried to get me into a DV situation. So I'm like, this bitch is crazy. What if she go around the corner, punch herself in the face a couple times, and then, and then call the police? You feel me? Even though I ain't lay a goddamn mitt on this bitch. So I'm like, shit, I gotta check the spot right now. So the bitch pull off, right? Vroom, vroom. I'm getting my shit. I hit my homies. My homies was staying, so my homies was staying down in Grandview over there in Briarwoods, right? So I'm like, man, I'm about to get up out of here. So I called the homies like, hey, I'm about to fall through. You know, we young, we like early 20s and shit. So niggas is up, smoking, drinking, playing Madden and spades and shit. And like, all right, yeah, come on, Ben, fall through. So I'm about to grab my sack and my swishers, you feel me? So I go to get that little shake off the motherfucking Dave Chappelle season 2 DVD case, right? I go to get that. Don't you know this bitch put a little piece of crack rock on my shit? I swear to God. Swear to God. While I was in the bathroom, this bitch done put a little piece of crack rock on the top of my shake pal. Shit you not. I'm like, oh, this bitch trying, this is a monkey wrench hoe. For real, for real. She did that shit. She tried to stir up shit, have my mind all frazzled and razzled and shit. And then I go back, unknowingly grab the shake, just dump it back into my sack, and then just go off and roll another blunt with that crack rock in it. Scandalous, bro. Scandalous. And this bitch was from the Kansas side. Straight from the hood on the Kansas side. Shit was crazy. And guess what, bro? Guess what? I shit you not. This bitch hit me up last week on Messenger. Out the blue. Like we used to work at UPS together and shit. she was like, what's up, UPS homie? I'm like, I know it's a bitch, but I fucked probably about 3-4 bitches up at UPS, and I didn't remember this chick's name. I remember her face. You know what I'm saying? I remember her face. Cause we was getting it in on the regular. Shit, I had her ass shaking. You know what I'm saying? I can make a bitch shake, rattle, and roll. You feel me? I had her motherfucking ass shaking. So, I'm kind of trying to probe to see who it is. And then I kind of, I just go out there and on a limb and be like, okay, yeah, you such and such from this, you stayed off of, such and such street over there on the Kansas side in Wyandotte, right? She was like, yeah. So we, I entertained the conversation a little bit, get to chatting and shit. I'm really asking. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this bitch on? Here it is, 2018. You hit me up on Messenger out of nowhere. Like I forgot the bitch's name. I didn't forget her face. I damn sure didn't forget that ass. You feel me? But for some strange reason, I forgot. I'm bad with names. Like, I forget motherfuckers' names. For real. But, yeah, I'm asking her. I'm like, so, it's like I said, it's 2018. Like, I ain't fuck with this bitch since 05, 06. You know what I mean? And she hit me up out the blue. Shit's crazy. So I'm asking her, I'm like, so what made you look me up? She's like, I don't know. I just wanted to see how you was doing. I said, no, you was sitting up there reminiscing on how I was making your legs shake. And you said, I gotta call that nigga. That's why I told the bitch. But shit, yeah, that shit's crazy. And then bust this. Check this out. My baby mama was on the same shit. Cause I was fucking with her back in 03. And she was on my heels. I'm talking about she was on my heels like the Nike symbol. You feel me? She was trying to get me to cuff her, but she was on some scandalous shit. That's a whole nother story in and of itself. I might go into that to give some backstory and shit. But I just had to set her to the side as a concubine, right? So I did that. She leave, come back. It's like around 07. So, I get to fuck around with her again. Woo wham. She leave town again. We link up on social media around 2010 or whatever. I guess we fall out. I couldn't even remember. You know what I'm saying? She later told me, yeah, I blocked you. Like, we got into an argument and I blocked you. I'm like, for real? Like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't, be honest with you, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But this bitch came out of nowhere. And I'm talking about, she called my mama house December 2014. Called my mama house looking for me. My mama hit my phone up talking about, hey Ben, this girl such and such called the house looking for you. And see, she was calling from an Arkansas number. You know what I'm saying? She had like a 870 number. So my mom thought it might have been one of the relatives. That's why she answered it. So I was like, what's her number? So I get her number and shit. And fellas, let me tell you this. Do not mistake a chick's desire to be with you for genuine for her being genuinely down for you. Just because a bitch really want to be with you and really want to fuck with you, don't mean she really down with you. That's real. That's the mistake I made. That's the mistake I made. Excuse me 1 second. Because what I found out, you know, and this is what these some of these black females are getting hip to, and that's why you see an uptick in their aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been turning their nose up on us for so long. Whenever we step to them and shit, I told you about the Royals Day parade when we won the World Series back in 2015. How that little bitch was trying to do my homeboy. When he tried to holler at her, she twisted her face up at him. They've been doing this shit for decades now, and they seeing that it ain't getting their desired results and shit. So what they doing, they trying to flip the game now. You know what I mean? Like they're actually reaching out and hollering and being more aggressive and pursuing men. And men, we've been conditioned and trained to be the pursuer, right? So when we get a bitch that come, you know, trying to holler at us, it kind of blows our mind, and we like, damn, she must really feel me like that. Nah, she don't really feel you like that. She just see you as a, you know, as a mark. Or she see you as a utility. You know what I'm saying? For real. So you got to be careful, man. Do not mistake a chick who really desires to be in a relationship with you. Don't mistake that for dedication, man. She's dedicated to her needs and her wants. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's dedicated to you. Take baby steps. You feel me? Don't let a bitch fast break. Don't let a bitch put the 2-minute offense on you and march down the field. You feel me? You better call some timeouts. You better do something. You better stop her motherfucking flow, her rhythm. Shit, you be giving up 6 before the half. So yeah, she hit me up out of nowhere. So I called a bitch back, right? And she was aggressive with it. She's like, yeah, you know, I just moved back up here to Kansas City from Arkansas. She was, you know, she was going back and forth living down in Arkansas because she was going to school down in Arkansas. So she left for college down there, right? So she, what Kanye West say? I'ma just stay down her and do her. So, you know, she just stayed down there and did hair, like real shit. But she's like, yeah, I'm back in Kansas City and shit. Woo, well, I'm looking to settle down. At the time, the bitch was like 27, 28. Nah, she probably about 28, 29. Cause I'm like, at the time I was like We were both in our latter 20s. I can't remember. How, but anyway, but she was in that latter 20 piece. She was, and so I didn't know. I mistaked her coming to me with her lips dripping of honey, talking about, yeah, I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm ready to settle down. You know, I took that as, oh shit, this bitch really fucking with me like that. Like she really looked me up. Like shit, I must have put the dick down on that bitch back in the day. You feel me? I must have really treated her right back in the day, which I did for the most part. Even though I had to shake that bitch because she was on some sideways shit. So I had to just put her in her rightful position as a concubine. But hey, listen, I treat my concubines well. I don't treat them like wifey. I don't treat them like, you know, like the main, but you know, I don't shit on them. So shit. And here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Me and her was rocking. Like back in the day, mid 2000s and shit, we was rocking. Like I really enjoyed her company. Like we used to chop it up on the phone all the time and shit. Like I was really enjoying her company. And I was judging her on who I knew back in the day. I wasn't trying to, I was blinded by that. I wasn't trying to see who she was in the present. I was She was still floating off of reputation from back in, it's like kind of like Carmelo Anthony. You know how like Carmelo Anthony get all this hype, like he's still, you know, hoodie mellow and shit. Like he's still that nigga. Like he can be the centerpiece to and lead a franchise and shit. Like niggas is still thinking like he's 08, 09 mellow. No, he ain't 08, 09 mellow, man. You know what I'm saying? So shit, she was just floating off of reputation, and I got, she spun that web, bro, and I got caught up in it. So she faced, you know, and I ain't gonna belabor y'all with the same story about how me and her relationship dissolved. If you go through my catalog, you'll see how that shit ended. And what makes it even worse, but I will touch on these points because this is what really what really justifies me, what really puts me in the light of justice is that after I caught her cheating on me and I found out that she was pregnant, I got back with her for the sake of my daughter. And then not only that, I told this bitch, I said, listen, let's go downtown to the county steps, get married. I'm going to join the Army full time. I don't give a fuck what MOS they give me. They can put me, you know, 11 Bravo, infantry. I don't give a shit. I'm doing this for my seed. I'm going to go full time so that way you can live on the base and you ain't got to do shit but raise my daughter. She said, no, I don't want to get married. Okay. Okay, I guess we'll try it this way. A month later, she cheated on me again. And at that point, that's when I had to step off. You know what I'm saying? Well, a month later, she didn't just cheat on me again. A month later, I caught her cheating on me again. So who knows? You know, there's a lot of fuck shit going on. What Boom say, whole lot of gang shit? No, there's a whole lot of fuck shit. So I'm like, you know, I'm like, bitch, I gave you the keys to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the keys to the kingdom. You know? I was, I was kind of, not to sound too narcissistic, but I was kind of like God, and how God treated his daughter of Israel, his people. You know, the people of Israel, the children of Israel, transgressed against God many a times, and God said, "Okay, I'm gonna forgive you. I'm gonna forgive you. I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back." But then it got to the point where God had to basically tell Israel, "Listen, y'all keep transgressing against me. I gotta let y'all get carried off into captivity so y'all can feel some shit. So you'll know what's what." And that's, you know, so the bitch FaceTimed me last night, and I'm talking to my daughter and shit. So, I'm chopping it up with my little baby girl. And first time I talked to her in what? Going on 2 years. So, I tell her put her mama on the phone. Her mama get on the FaceTime. Excuse me. Her mama get on the FaceTime giving up crazy rhythm. I'm talking about skinning and grinning, giving me the eyes. She ain't twist her face up at me. She took all the bass out of her voice. Now I'm up here telling her, about techniques on how to read to her, and how I got my daughter to sit down and read books to her and shit. Like the techniques I told y'all in my last video or whatever, about how I got my daughter to read, like the little Pavlovian deal. I told her that, like, she listening now. You feel me? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I still can't believe you, though. I still can't believe you. And that's another thing, fellas. These chicks, man, they damn near at the end of their rope. So you gonna see a swing in some of them, at least the ones who think they clever. You gonna see a change in their attitude. And this is what you do. When they start giving you real rhythm and start putting on this act, excuse me, and start putting on this act that they're soft-spoken and submissive and whoop-wham and this, that, be indifferent. Be mindful of your facial expressions. Be mindful of your tone. Don't give off too much excitement. Don't let these bitches know that you're excited. Don't give them the gas face either. Don't like the nigga please, like, all right, whatever. Don't give them that face. You feel me? Just keep your shit at a baseline level. I'm not saying get real melancholy and real mellow, like, fucking what's the donkey off of Winnie the Pooh? Igor. Don't get Igor on the bitches. You feel me? Just be baseline. And I'm telling you, if they see that you're not taking that bait, and they full of shit, that real them gonna come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? That real them gonna come out. But yeah, man, this shit. What else I want to talk about? There was some more things about that polygamy piece that I want to jump on. Oh yeah, how it's basically the Wild West of mating and dating. It's no holds bar and shit. It's like a Royal Rumble, royal fucking rumble of mating and dating. You know, niggas is fucking and knocking up any and everybody. Bitches is fucking and getting knocked up by any and everybody. It's a goddamn what that one announcer from the WWE used to say. It's a slobber knocker. You feel me? And in some instances, with these bitches jaw game, it is a slobber knocker. You feel me? Oh shit. But yeah though, I told y'all, my BM this bitch got knocked up by some other nigga 6 months after she'd have had my daughter. So as soon as they took the stitches out, she was busting it open immediately and getting knocked up immediately by some other nigga. And while I'm FaceTiming with my daughter, you know, her son, thirsty for attention, trying to hop in the camera and shit, talking about hi, nigga, fuck out of here. Oh, I don't want to see you, motherfucker. I'm like, put some Gatorade in that little nigga sippy cup, because he thirsty as shit. He thirsty as shit. And see, the thing is, you know, I'm a forgiving man. I'm forgiving and I'm not forgiving at the same time. It's weird. Some shit you do I don't forgive, and there's some people I don't forgive, you know. But given the light of this situation, out of all the shit she was on, and she was on some real shit. Like, I ain't really told y'all like the day-to-day behavior that she was on. I really ain't told y'all that shit. Like, it was terrible. Out of all the bitches that I done dated and fucked with over the years, she was by far the worst. For real. In that short amount of time we was together, she was the worst. But out of all the shit she did, you know, if she came to her senses and, you know, come now, let us reason together. Let's reason together. If she came to her senses and we could have came to some sort of understanding, I'd have took her back for the sake of my daughter. I may have owed that bitch one. I may have owed her two. You feel me? What that one comedian, I think he was on Def Jam or Comic View or whatever. He said when you married, man, don't get divorced. He said if you come home and you find your wife sleeping with another man, don't divorce her. You just tell that bitch, I owe you one. I'm not saying do that. Most definitely deep six that bitch. I'm just speaking for myself. I'm just speaking for myself because there's a child involved at the time, and I was willing to work it out with her for my child. You feel me? You know, I would have taken her back if she would have reconciled. I'd have just been fucking other bitches on the side too. You feel me? But when she fucked around and got knocked up by that other nigga, she knew. She knew. That was the point of no return. You know, when you go, for all my folks from Kansas City, when you go to Worlds of Fun, it's like an amusement park back home in Kansas City, and you standing in line to get on the fucking Mamba, or to get on the Oriental Express, or to get on the Timberwolf, right? Right before, you know, that little turnstile. You go through the turnstile to get in the roller coaster. They got something called the chicken exit, and you can leave at the last moment. But once you get in that motherfucker and you get locked in, and that motherfucker start rolling, once she got knocked up by that nigga, she was locked in, and that roller coaster started rolling. And she had to take that ride. And she know ain't no coming back from that. And I definitely can't play daddy to another nigga's son. Especially on top of the fact that bitch didn't have no kids before me. That's one of the main chief reasons I got with her, is because she didn't have any kids, I didn't have any kids. We came together, we made a kid, then she transgresses, fucks her with another nigga, and then brings another kid into the equation. But now she gets it. Now it sinks in. Now it sinks in. And it's sad because my daughter's in the eye of the storm of all this shit. And that's the problem with this unchecked polygamy shit that's going on. That's why I advocate for it. If not from a legislation standpoint, I really think it should be legislated. But at the very least, from a social and cultural standpoint, you know, there needs to be some structure to this shit. Because what we got going on is niggas who are already practicing de facto polygamy. They're cross-pollinizing and cross-contaminating shit. and they're bleeding out into other families and shit. I'm under no illusion that this was probably the nigga who she was cheating on me with. It's probably the nigga who she was cheating on me with. When I came home and I found that big ass nut stain on the sheets that I didn't make, that nigga probably made that shit. He raw dogging my motherfucking bitch while she pregnant with my daughter. He probably did that shit. It's probably him. You know? When monkey branching goes wrong. But you see, he was just the Wild West with this shit. He was just running around, cross contaminating and cross pollination, and he was just bleeding out his fucking genome into other families. Okay, bro, I get it. You got 6 kids already by 3 or 4 baby mamas. I get that. You keep that shit over there. This nigga brought that shit into my house. You get what I'm saying? So there needs to be some structure behind this shit. You know? His own selfish desires to gratify himself sexually led to him fucking up a family. I'm not holding this, I'm not letting this bitch off the hook. Cause her gang tardy dumbass, she knew good and goddamn well. But by the same token, I'm not with this whole notion of nah homie, don't check me, check your bitch. No nigga, you check yourself. You check yourself. I got a real problem with adulterers. I make it a point. I don't fuck with bitches who are married and who got boyfriends. I don't do that. I don't do that. If you got a boyfriend and you want to fuck with me, don't tell me you got a boyfriend. Because once I find out you got a boyfriend, I'm not fucking with you. That's gonna bring on a whole slew of problems that I don't even want. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, there's bitches out here who are trying to be on their polygamous shit too, or whatever the female version of that shit is. Not polyamory. Forgot, but it's the female version of polygamy. It's when a bitch got multiple niggas. And some of these bitches be trying to do that shit too. They be trying to get knocked up by multiple baby daddies and shit. And then on they side, you feel me? You got a bitch who get knocked up by multiple men. She get knocked up by another nigga who already got a kid and who already. It's just a fucking shit show, man. But yeah, though, that's all I wanted to talk about in this vid, man. This is Benjamin D'Souza, the Yautruan Emperor. You can contact me at one people, one nation, one destiny at gmail.com.